How are you ding dong diddly doing there, Game Arenos? I hope you're having a flanderific day. So here we are. We're back. The triumphant return. Um, there are bonus jobs that we never did. We cleaned this one, but we haven't done this. There's also some DLC that I might get at some point. But you're gonna have to wait on that. Because I got other exciting games on the horizon, too. I want to finish Lego Star Wars. Get in some more co-op with Slicks. And then maybe I will definitely then we'll look into some other ones. Because obviously Lego Star Wars is going to take a million years, apparently. From what Slicks was telling me. Oh, and if you're wondering, no more Star Wars games. You've seen all the Star Wars I have to offer. Well, I mean, I guess technically you haven't seen it, but, like, you know, the games. You've seen the games. It's been so long since I've played this game. It's so refreshing to come back. I still gotta do the campaign for Battlefront. But I figure I want to get in a few more multiplayer rounds first. Because I want to see if it's going to be worth me putting a whole new playlist up on YouTube for multiplayer and for, like, the campaign. Right now I'm thinking, nah, it'll probably be fine, but I don't know. I don't know how much multiplayer we're going to do on this game. I hope it's a decent amount, because I'm having fun with it. Oh, this is all the... Okay. I won't go so hard on the jug then. Cleaning his dirty ass. You saw that. It was dirty. Nasty. Hadn't wiped since I couldn't tell you how long. Kinda tired. Today was supposed to be my day off, but I went into work at the record store. Which is great, because I'm getting Texas Cannonball by Freddie King. And I'm getting an album called Ambergris, Which, if I'm being honest, I'm just getting because it reminds me of the Futurama episode, where, like... Okay, so Kif gets Amy this watch. It was a watch, yeah. And then the watch ends up getting swallowed by a whale. So he comes up with a plan to make it puke, alright? So he gets the whale to puke, and he gets the watch, and it's covered in the whale puke, right? And, they end up, like, arresting him. They're like, oh, he's a thief, he's taking our property. And Kif is like, oh, no, the watch is mine, you know. Or it's Amy's, and, they go, no, not that, the puke. It's ambergris. And Kif looks at him confused, and he goes, no, they say precious ambergris. And Kif goes, precious hamburgers? And for whatever reason that has stuck with me. And it made me laugh, so... Yeah. And then I'm getting a Bob Dylan bootleg. That's the other thing I'm getting. So it's worth. But I'm tired. And it's a shame because, like, I need to listen to Lord of the Rings. I've been putting off listening to Lord of the Rings because I've tried listening to the Riders of Rohan chapter, like, twice. And I fell asleep through part of it both times, and I don't want to just have to keep re-listening to it over and over and over again. Part of the problem is that, like, there's not a chapter select to for this part where I'm at, because I'm just listening to it on YouTube. It's like a 32-hour long YouTube video. Oh, this pedestal is so fucking clean. God damn. Sheesh. Sorry, it's gonna be a weird episode because I'm very tired. I could have done Lego Star Wars again, but I was like, I feel like we need a little bit of a break. I've already done 3 episodes of it in a row. And I feel like, unless I'm really trying to rush a game, I shouldn't do that. I even considered doing a stream that I have done several times on Twitch, but I've never once done on YouTube. And I haven't done one of these streams on Twitch in like a long time. So... I don't know, the only thing is, I feel if I'm going to do an episode on this particular game, I would have to, like, prepare something. You know? You don't know. But, like, if you did know, it would make sense. You'd be like, oh, Ultra, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it makes total sense. I'm totally on board with what you're saying. Instead of you being like, Ultra, are you okay, you lunatic? I'm calling up the institution right now. It's like, no, trust me. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Not that, I'm gonna be honest, not that anyone watches the YouTube video, and not that anyone is right here in like, chat. And it's not like anyone really is gonna know and gonna be, oh, that's super spoiled for it if I were to tell you. But you know what? It makes me feel better. So you will be left in suspense. I think it's gonna do well. Almost just because of what it is. But the fact that it's pretty cute really, really helps. Oh, whoops. Wow, I didn't realize I had a nice double jump in this game. This really is just everything you could ever ask for in a game. Just the peak of perfection. No, it's funny, you know, they pour all of this money into games, and I doubt any game that has been made in the last, like, I don't know, 5 years could rival this one. It's pretty juicy and delicious. Ugh. Sorry, gang, I am just so fucking tired. That was like the main reason I picked this. Not only because, like I said, I wanted the switch up from Lego Star Wars, but it's just so nice and relaxing, and yeah, it's just what I needed. Oh, could you even imagine working a 5-day work week? Couldn't be me. But you know, I say that, but I've also worked 48 hours this week. So oh, and it was so fucking slow today. I somehow made like $100 though. Or like I should say the store sold $200 worth of stuff. Most of the day was just me playing Vampire Survivors, though. Not even gonna lie. There was just so much of nothing. Just nothing to do. No one came in. And like the worst part was, one order was $100. Even worse, that order and another order were like ones that like had been set aside, and like people were coming to pick them up. So It's not even like, oh, you know, some people walked in, and like, not even really. Like, it was just two people came in to pick up some shit. That was it. And then there was like a few people that actually kind of like came in and looked around, and it's like, oh, it's a nice shop and everything. And you know, the people, well, I don't know. I was kind of tired, so I wasn't super talkative, but nobody was very like talkative today, which was weird. Oh, and a callback, an Easter egg, if you will, to another episode. The pressure washing episode with the Sun Temple. Same problem in both regards. Actually, I don't know if... Well, my pet peeve, and then that same problem. All over again. Like, ah, shit, here we go again. Like, that's... Yep. Oh, Lord. Then I got a whole nother problem. I don't even know how to deal with that one. Just, ugh. I don't even know how to tell you about it without being, like, very transparent. Which, you know, I don't like to be super transparent about certain things. And other things I don't so much care. This is one of those things that I kinda care about. I guess it's like, you know, you do something, you put in all of this effort and time and appreciation, you know, and just nothing comes of it, you know. But it's like, it's the gambler's fallacy, you see. You sunk so much time and energy, you know, into this. And it's just like, you know, I gotta keep going. I can't lose it, you know. But you don't see the full picture. And that not only did you never win, but you're losing more along the way. Yeah. Yeah. That is exactly it. That is exactly it. But yeah, that's kind of the issue there. And it's like, now it's time for me to make my decision. If I'm going to be, the blonde-haired lady from Indiana Jones 3, if I'm going to go back in the hopes that maybe I can get what I'm after, or if I'm gonna fucking be smart about it, you know? And just leave it alone. Oh, good thing I looked. I can't believe I missed this. I think I'm gonna leave it alone. I don't know. But you just... that's the thing, you just don't. Where is this rock dirty? Holy shit. Oh my lord. Avert your eyes. Look away. There we go. Jesus. There we go. All good and clean. Wait. No. What? Oh, this is so lame. Ah. Can't have anything nice. What is this? Stone? Yeah, let me get some stone cleaner. Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, look at it. Ah, fuck yeah. Sorry. Shut the fuck up. How did I miss that over? I'm an idiot. I'm a stupid. Oh, whoops. Reloading! I got something. Reloading! No ding. Out of stuff. Well, guess what? I'm having a chat with your manager. Yeah, what? Ah, fuck. The manager don't give a shit. God fucking... Why am I so nerfed for these missions here? I'm so spoiled with being a goated Zote. I don't know what it's like to be in mediocrity with all of you peasants. I mean, loyal viewers. There we go. Just want to make sure that was clean. There we go. Ding numero uno. That's number one, just in case you didn't know that. Yeah, I know. I've made this joke before. Just tired and bored and nobody's here. I feel like that's just been my life recently. Whether I'm at work or streaming. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. I'm just being a little dramatic. But at work, kinda not so much. And tonight, kinda not so much. Wait. That... What was it? Something was not clean. I am executing Order 66 on all of the dirt. Okay, I'm gonna stop making everyone nauseous. I think I got it. I think it was probably just this or one of the Ganada Ganelfs. You know, maybe it would be funny if I just put in a bunch of quotes from, from just random things, just random bits that I enjoy. So every time you did exclamation point quote, you either get something I said, which there's only one thing I've ever been quoted on in the quotes, I think. But yeah, it might be kind of funny to have like maybe you hit quote and it'll say something like, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. You know, something like that. and you'd have to like guess. Oh! You'd have to like guess, you know, what the quote was from or something. I hope to God everyone knows what that references to. Oh no, what am I doing? I want the extra long. There we go. Or, you know what? I'm gonna go back up and hit it from the top. So I was watching this video on the Dyatlov Pass incident. I'm assuming, if you know anything about just random events, weird events, then you'll probably know about this. But for those of you who have been living under a rock or something, and you don't know what the Dyatlov Pass incident I will briefly explain it. So basically there was this group of Russian hikers, and they were going on this like long and arduous hike. Okay. And they never returned. So they went looking for them. They ended up finding their tent, and it was like cut open from the inside and like covered in snow. And then they kept going, and they found 2 of them like dead by this tree. And they had like all of these bruises all over their body, and it was concluded that they most likely, and this is part of the official, well, I don't think it was part of the at the time official theory, but I think it's part of the official theory now, that these 2 guys fell out of the, like, this big tree, and they were just tired and cold, because they weren't very properly dressed. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. There's a lot of moving pieces with this very strange case. So anyway, I love how I said this was going to be brief, but there's just too much to like leave out for what I'm going to be going over like later, to not mention it for people who don't know. So anyway, they keep going, and they find 3 more of them, like, going back towards the tent from the tree. Okay, and they all had these weird, like, bruises, like they were in a fist fight. Okay. And, they died of hypothermia. And of course, they were not well dressed either. They were like better dressed than the people who were at the tree, and it is heavily suspected that once like those 2 guys died, that they took their clothes and like wore it so that they would have a better chance to, like, you know, survive. And then, like, some months go by, and the snow kind of thaws, and they end up finding the other three dead in this, like, makeshift, like, den. We'll call it a makeshift den. And two of them look like, or two of them have, like, these horrible injuries, like broken ribs. It looks like they had been, like, broken with the force of a car accident, pretty much. Shit like that, okay? Hello there. How are you doing, Slicks? I am, have you heard of the Dyatlov Pass incident? Yeah, I was watching that earlier, too. No, you haven't heard of the Dyatlov Pass incident? The one where the Russian hikers, like, go missing and then they end up being found and just, like, it looks like they were attacked, kind of, but they probably weren't attacked. Maybe. The forced diet? Ugh. Gross. Okay, so basically, to sum it up for a second time, these Russian hikers go on this long, arduous hike. Two of them are found dead by this tree, and well, it's almost certain that they died, like, from exhaustion after falling out of the tree. That mixed with hypothermia. And then their tent, well, their tent was the first thing that was found, and it was cut from the inside. And then they found, and it was covered in snow too, sorry. And they ended up finding 3 of the other members of the group dead, like, on the way back to the tent. And they had, like, bruising on their knuckles, like they were in a fist fight. But none of them had any injuries that was consistent with a fist fight, you know? It was just like the knuckles. So the third group was found later. Well, that's not even the insane part. Everything that has happened so far could be explained. But this last part cannot be explained. 3 of the other members were found in this makeshift den, like, further on the mountain. And 2 of them had, like, broken ribs so severe that it was, like, compared to a car accident. And the third guy just died of hypothermia, holding on to the already dead body of the guy with the broken ribs. So people try saying that this was an avalanche. And it's like, you know, if we exclude that third group, then yeah, an avalanche does sound pretty nice, because they left the camp like, in an orderly fashion. That would explain why they all didn't have a lot of clothes on, except for 2 members of the group. And it would explain why they were, like, disoriented. But I'm sorry. How does an avalanche further down the mountain give people broken ribs after they've had enough time to construct a makeshift den? And you can't say that they sustained such injuries from the avalanche, because how would they have made it that far down the mountain? They just wouldn't have been able to. They would have died on the way there. But it wasn't, though. It was like partially constructed with bits of, weirdly enough, with bits of their clothes. Which is just strange. Because, like, a lot of them died of hypothermia, but yet they felt it necessary. And these weren't, like, idiots either. These were, like, literally nuclear engineers, I think. All of these guys were definitely some sort of engineers. Except for one guy. But he was in the military. And, like, would have basic survival training. So it's very bizarre. And all of them were qualified to do, all of them were qualified to do Stage 2 Soviet hikes. I have to specify Soviet because, like, the grading system has since changed. But yeah, they were all, like, you know, I guess masters of Stage 2 hiking. And some of them had been on Stage 3 hiking before, which is what this hike was. So it's just, you can't be like, these people were just super incompetent. Like, they clearly had some sense. Like, this wasn't their first rodeo, you know? So it's just super confusing that they would die of, some of them would die of hypothermia, but they would be using clothing. Now, to be fair, it's highly unlikely. Well, okay, to clarify here, most likely all three groups met up at the tree where the two fell out of the tree and died. It is, as a matter of fact, I believe it is proven based on distribution of the dead's clothes that they would have all been together at the tree. Okay. But it is unlikely that groups 2 and 3 had any contact after the tree. Okay. So, given that, it's understandable why Group 3 might have used some of their clothing for the shelter, whereas Group 2 just didn't have that much clothing compared to Group 3, and they were on the way back to the tent. But still, how does the third guy die, though? That's my question. Well, one of many questions, but how does the third guy die of hypothermia without fucking any major injuries like the other two people he was with? Sidebar, how did they get their injuries? Like that... But like, yeah, how does he die of hypothermia, but there's clothes that are making the den that he could wear? And like, even the whole the avalanche drove them from the tent theory is not maybe Palpatine returned. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. But you know, it confounds me. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And basically the video that I was watching was just saying that, like, the Russian government is saying they've solved this finally, and saying it was an avalanche, but it's not. It physically cannot be an avalanche. Just, again, if you want to say an avalanche got groups 1 and 2, I would still ask why group 1 was climbing the tree in the first place. I mean, I don't know. My best guess is that they got disoriented somehow, and they were going for a better vantage point. But why do both of them climb the tree? I don't get that. Typically, if you're having someone climb the tree to get a better vantage point, it's just the one person. I don't know why you have 2 climbing the tree. Unless, if the first guy climbed up the tree and proceeded to immediately fall out of the tree and, like, fuck himself up to a point where he couldn't get back up. And my question would be then, why would you attempt to do the same thing instead of coming up with another plan? Because obviously the groups 2 and 3 came up with a better plan. Well, I can't say it was necessarily a better plan, but they at least tried something different that wasn't climbing up the tree, you know. Just a lot of fucking questions to be asked. And if you want my opinion on it, there's not a whole lot that I can give you other than I think that this is some shenanigans with the government. I think the government was up to something. I don't think they sent in, like, a hit squad or something. Or, like, it was just... I don't think it was, like, people, necessarily. Unless if it was... Group 3 encountered people for some reason. I don't think that's necessarily it. I think it may have been, like, a weapons testing oopsie. You know? Or maybe they were doing something and it spooked them from the tent. And then the government kind of figured out that they knew something was going on, and group 1 and group 2 were already dead, and they were like, okay, well, we don't have to do anything about that, they're already dead. But group 3, you know, gotta do something about that. But, I mean, even that doesn't sound right, though, just because, like, if you think about it, if they were to send in, like, if people were to be there, there would most likely be evidence of it. Like, I doubt they would be like, alright, you're going in without guns to make sure that no one will know it was us. Like, that just, it kind of sounds a little ridiculous. Kind of sounds like a comic book or a movie or something. Just doesn't feel right, you know. What do you think of all of it, Slicks? You know what happened to Dyatlov and the other however many members there were, even though I know, but maybe 7. E 8? It was 8. Yeah, it was 8. It was 8. Because there were 3 going to the tent, 3 in the shelter, and 2 at the tree. Some people say a Yeti did it. Only problem with that theory is that there is no evidence to suggest that a Yeti would be responsible for it. Other than they have some pretty insane injuries. There is no, like, footprints. No, like, claw marks. And you think that if someone fucking saw a Yeti, they would be a little bit more panicked about leaving the campsite. Whereas they appear to have left very, very orderly and calm. Hello there, Otto. Nice to see you gambling. How are you doing? How are you ding-dong diddly doing there? Gamerino? And also, do you have any thoughts on the Dyatlov Pass, if you've heard of that? I'm not gonna explain it again, but if Slicks feels like giving you the gist, he may. If he feels like it. The Dyatlov Pass incident. Yeah, fair enough. It is pretty crazy that all of that happened. How? How have you come back? Alright, whatever. I'll gamble my way back to number 1. The goat. Do have to admit. And also, you know who else is the goat? ABBA. And I am so sad that I didn't get to tell her that. She ended up tipping me some bits. And I forgot to thank her. Well, I didn't know that she had tipped me bits, so I couldn't thank her, I suppose. I'll allow it. Yeah, Otto, just like look it up on YouTube when you get the chance. Like, everyone and their mother has a video about it. Yeah, a little stinky, smelly. Ew. Man, this thing is covered in shit. I feel like I've been cleaning it forever and I've gotten nowhere on it. I seriously thought that, like, I might do all of the, like, bonus maps in one episode. But, wow, I was wrong. These bonus maps are gonna take some time. Then again, to be fair, if I had my really good pressure washer, they may not be taking as long. It may not be taking as long. What am I cleaning? It is a fountain. very fancy fountain with like gnomes on them. It does look like something that would be at Disney. Totally fair. Probably because it's got all of the gnomes on it. Ah, let me up. I've also been watching some stuff on, well, it's not by the guys that, like, came up with the theory, but, like, I've been watching some stuff on the smiley face killers. And I think there's something there. I don't think it's what they're saying. I don't think that there's this giant elaborate group that's going around killing people. But I think we might be seeing a couple of serial killers at work. Because there's some hella sus things going on in some of those cases. It's called the Dyatlov Pass. D-A-Y-T-L-O-V, I think? I don't know, man. Russian is hard. Yeah, that looks right, Slicks. Yeah, Otto, it's not an E. It's definitely an A. If an A does go there. I know there's no E in it. Like, it's just the weirdest shit that, like, you will ever hear about. Like, it seriously sounds like a creepypasta. Like, if you go and... I mean, the way I read it off was meh. You know, but if you go and you watch someone who does, like, a real good video on it, it is like a creepypasta. I would recommend... that's actually where I've been watching most of these videos that I've been talking about. Super interesting stuff. The Highway to Heck clip. Oh my god, you clipped that? That's fucking awesome. Yeah, it is. It's a full history lesson, I will say. But the reason that the Dyatlov Pass video is like an hour plus long for the Lore Lodge is because he goes over, like, the history of the area. You clipped a lot of stuff? Nice. Always glad to help with them clipperoo-doos. But yeah, he goes over, like, the history of the area, the history of the case. Like, he goes in depth with the documents and, like, autopsies and all of that shit. Super thorough, super detailed, super impressive. But, like I was saying with the smiley face killers, though, it's like... I feel like it's kind of ridiculous to think that there would be this huge organization. Like, just because... And I'm going to give the smiley face killer people, like, a lot of credit here, because a lot of those cases that they look at, yeah, something is afoot. Something is amiss. But I think to say that one specific cabal is responsible. Already taken thought. Already taken the... Oh, yeah. The killers. Or, you know, even the smiley... Or no, sorry. Never mind. No, you gotta go to your local library. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. And make sure to eat your vegetables before you go. And respect your parents. Because that's how you really avoid the smiley face killers. Have a good rest of your day, Otto. Thank you for stopping on in. But, I mean, yeah. Like I was saying before, there's a lot there. Like, clearly, there's some very suspicious activity going on in those cases. But what I don't get is it's all about having fun and staying safe. Yeah. Like, there's definitely a lot of weird shit going on. But I just don't know how that's the conclusion you come to. That, like, it must all be the exact same people. I understand modus operandi is, like, very, very similar. But just because somebody gets stabbed with a knife doesn't mean that it's gonna be Michael Myers, you know? Like, every single time. But that is also something that you should look into if you're interested. Like, they found this one guy, and he was, like, standing in the water, and they said that he drowned. Like, okay, sure. Alright. And there was, like, no water in his lungs, either. Like, okay, alright. I understand that dry drowning is a thing, but I don't know if I'm buying that. I'm gonna have to press X to doubt. And some of these police officers, man, they get really fucking butthurt. Like, if you try saying that there's something weird going on here. And I don't understand why they'd be getting so fucking butthurt. Like, alright. You have to accept you're human, you're fallible. And while you'd like to think that you don't make mistakes like this very often, it is very possible that you could have. So I don't know why you want to shit in everyone's cereal when they're like, hey, yo, brother, this looks weird. He held his breath until he died. Yeah. Yeah, because that's completely a real thing that you can do. That's an awesome emote. You should make that. And then send it to me so that I can steal it. Or even better, change it up a little bit. Then send it to me. Alright, well I think I'm gonna call it here for today. Thank you so much for watching Slicks. Thank you for watching Otto. Thank you to anyone else who may have tuned in and didn't chat with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you to the YouTube crowd who's gonna like and subscribe. God damn it. And, you can use it. You'll just have to attribute... Okay. I'll slap that in the, yeah, I'll slap that in the Slicks is the goat. The Ultra Mega OK X to doubt emoji is the sole propriety of the Krusty Krab and Slicks36. Alright. Bye-bye. Sir? Yes. Bye-bye.
No, this is Patrick.